Today we are at the launch of Capacity Private Limited, a social enterprise who is focused on providing a range of solutions to senior citizens and the retired community of Sri Lanka and in the region. We are focusing on upskilling and reskilling senior citizens so that they can probably re-engage themselves in the private or public sector, become an entrepreneur, or even to have a fulfilling retired life, so that their retirement transition would be the best days of their life. Similarly, through our state-of-the-art data-driven app, we will be working with a range of merchant outlets who will provide specific benefits, discounts and incentives catered to senior citizens. So we are looking forward to making this a roaring success in Sri Lanka because 13% of our population at the moment in Sri Lanka are 60 years plus, but by 2030 this will come up to almost close to 30%. So now is the time that we need to really look at solutions like this. So we want to come up in a big way through the investment support that we've received from Australia-based investor to actually scale up the business model.
Today we are launching a company called Capacity. Capacity focuses on the senior citizens of Sri Lanka. Now senior citizens are people who have really committed their best part of their lives to either organizations or communities or providing for their families, and but when they retire they may end up losing their livelihood or end up losing their identity and or end up depending on other people. But unfortunately not many organizations in Sri Lanka, either private or public sector or even the policymakers have not really thought about this segment of people as important. So at Capacity, what we want to do is identify certain requirements that this segment has and introduce certain services that we feel will serve needs of this segment. So in the organization, to start with, we are looking at three different services that we want to offer. Number one is the upskilling and reskilling of the senior citizens, be it in a corporate level or to the general public. So there will be various types of trainings that we will be doing to upskill and improve senior citizens' skill levels to deal with the new digitized world. And also the second one is that we are looking at how can we work with a whole lot of merchants across the country, across different industries and different retail sectors to provide value-added services or offer special benefits to the senior citizens of Sri Lanka. And the third one is we are also looking at providing assisted living care to senior citizens of Sri Lanka. So these are the three services that we are planning to offer at the beginning.
The Island Market is a platform that gives space to small home businesses. The key feature of the Island Market, I would say, is that we strongly believe in female entrepreneurship, as well as giving spaces at no cost to specially abled people, slow learner vendors, hearing and physically impaired, physically challenged people. Key ethos of the Island Market is to give a space, ideally to small businesses. And what Capacity does is empowering the older generation. So I feel like that alliance would definitely benefit in many folds, because we will be giving spaces not previously given to that particular segment of people, and we'll be opening doors to a newer market segment.
Capacity care is essentially healthcare for the senior citizens. It's one of the three dimensions of capacity that we have launched today. It is important because, as you know, 12.5% of the population in Sri Lanka are over 60 at the moment, and in another 10 years the number is going to get doubled. So right now we have about 3.6 million people, and so by that time it will be 7.2 million people. And the other aspect is that we have a life expectancy of 77 years, but the healthy life expectancy is around 67 years. So actually Capacity Care is looking for providing care between this 67 and 77 year Sri Lankan population. We have about 330 care services providers in Sri Lanka at the moment, of which 324 are private, but they are essentially institution-based care that is provided in all these institutions. But Capacity Care is going to be different, because we are hoping to have these in not as a home, but in we'll say apartments or even houses that the elderly don't want to leave, and essentially we'll be providing home-based care and the three dimensions of care, that is health care, cooking and cleaning. So all those things will be done by the home carers. That's how it's going to be different from other institutional based care.